Namaste, Star Family. Welcome to your June 2025 predictions. So we're going to set the piles. You can use your intuition and pick the one that is most attractive energetically to you, or you can choose according to zodiac placement. So let's look first at what those piles are. So for June 2025, the predictions. Okay, pile number 2, and then see if we have another one or June 2025. There we go. All right, so pile number 1 is the dignity card. Take pride in yourself and all that you have become. Feel honored by your choices, achievements, and actions. I love this. And dragon energy. Pile number 2, we have the elegance. It is found in the beauty of nature, the lotus waiting to bloom. Be the swan on the water and glide. In pile number 3, we have change. You are transforming. Let go of the past, embrace the light and joy of this new day. Nice. Okay. Let's look at the zodiac placement for you, my dear ones. Okay, up. There we go. So pile number 1, we have Scorpio. We have Aquarius. We have Cancer. And we have Virgo. All right. Pile number 2, we have Taurus, Pisces, Sagittarius, Leo, and pile number 3, Aries, Capricorn, Gemini, and Libra. Okay, I will see you there for your messages. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your June 2025 predictions. You chose the beautiful dignity card that says, take pride in yourself and all that you have become. Feel honored by your choices, achievements, and actions. If you're here, that might be also a sign that your zodiac placement could be in Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, or Virgo. It doesn't have to be, but that's also an option for you to choose your pile. What I love here for you, pile number 1, it feels like June 2025 is meant to be a month of celebration. Celebration of the version of yourself that you have become, and that it's important for you to honor it. Okay, so let's look at those tarot cards. So we're using the Good Tarot. I love this deck. Some of you are interested in the decks that I use. I always list them in the video description box below. Okay, so what is part of this month for this pile here? I feel there's more. Okay, and we'll look at them after. Let's look at first energy that wants to come forward. We have the 5 of air, okay, which is the 5 of swords, the 10 of earth, 10 of pentacles, and the 6 of earth. Beautiful. Okay, so pile number 1, first of all, there's some connotation here with the results, the 3D results, the 3D achievements, the actions you had to take, maybe to take you out of a certain tension, okay? Maybe it is, I feel with all those pentacles here, it could have been financial tension. Maybe you had to make sure you were mindful about the way you were spending money, or maybe there was just, a difference in the flow of your income that was in the past. But this month it seems that there is, especially the 6 of Pentacles, is an exchange, a lot of exchange, more abundance and generosity that is flowing to you. Okay, what I want to ask though is, what did you do? Like what is it that you're doing? Because it's like, it's here just at the beginning. So maybe as you're starting June, okay, the way that you've handled your energy, aka also your money, is going to reap and unfold in great rewards. I want to know and get details about what you did. Okay, what you're doing. What is pile number one doing or recommended to do to lead to this greater inflow of abundance of money to come their way? Okay, after maybe a period of a little bit of being more conservative, or maybe even some of you stressed about money. Okay, this card, two cards fell on this. Okay, so interesting. The Six of Swords. Okay, there's some mental patterns that you removed here, and the Nine of Wands. You know what I feel here? The Nine of Wands is very much like the representation of the wounded healer, someone that still stands, that still endures, that still doesn't give up. So I feel that some of you, maybe you knew that was, you always know that things are changing and evolving, that you only had maybe this temporarily challenge here that was presented to you so you could face a certain limiting beliefs. And as you stood strong in your ground, or as you are doing this, my dear pile number one, you're able to rebalance your connection to the great abundance of this earth. Okay, so there's some recalibration that you have done or you're doing that allows this inflow of income or generosity from the universe that can be getting to you in exchange. Okay, I feel that some of you, it was maybe a certain test from the universe, because maybe you were calling in a certain abundance, a certain result, and as a response the universe was saying, well, you have to understand certain things that tense your mind, or maybe things you're clinging on, certain mental patterns that are limiting you, that keep you from, allowing the natural cycle of money to flow into your life. So I feel that that's a great accomplishment for you, pile number one. In the month of June, certain limitations that you've seen or that you felt, or maybe some of you, it was very much created by your mind, okay? But as a result, it still manifests in a certain way. It's leading you to great generosity back from the universe, obviously people, opportunities, and so on and so forth, okay? So let's look at the next cards for you, okay? All right, interesting. You got 3-3. So it seems like we're going in 3 stages. Okay, great. Let me move this up a little bit. Then we have, the 6 of Fire, which is the 6 of Wands, success. Okay, with the Fool. And the 9 of Fire, which is the 9 of Wands that we saw earlier. Now, this is so interesting. Okay. Here, my dear pile number one, in the month of June, there's definitely a great result, success. Remember here, it says, feel honored by your choices, achievements, and actions. Maybe some of you, you decided not to choose the old mental beliefs and pattern, and you decided to upgrade it. You decided to celebrate all the efforts, even if it didn't show up, right away as a 3D materialized, physical thing, okay? And the actions that follow through, okay? Now, as a result, in June 2025, you're going to be crowned. I don't know why I'm feeling the crown, but probably because it's connected to source. So it's coming as a flow through your chakra, through your energy lines, okay? And as a result, offering you new opportunities. There's a lot of new beginnings, new things. Now, what I love about this card here, which shows that, this person here for the 9 of Wands is looking at what could have hurt them, okay, but now transformed into stars. If some of you are new to the channel, as I'm channeling this, and until June 1st included, I am giving access to all levels of my YouTube Star Family membership. You can see the join button as you're watching this. where we are transforming scars into stars. So I feel that this is very symbolic here, as the things that used to cripple you, or the things that used to stall you or get you stuck, pile number one. Whatever you've been doing, as far as maybe it's shadow work, okay? You're able now to transcend this, and you're able now to take those scars and the things that in the past like brought you down and transform it, alchemize it into stars. So some of you, if you are part of that YouTube membership, please make sure that you access this session. This is where I use frequency healing, tuning force, tuning forks, because they're really powerful in changing your field. We also do some yin stretches and some breath work. It's a very powerful session. I'm going to link the session here, and you'll find it also below in the video description. Okay, so definitely here, what I love for you is the empowerment through facing your own limitation, facing your fears, facing what may have scared you in the past. Okay, let's see if there is another layer of message here. Can we have some details about maybe a certain fear or a certain limiting belief that you now transformed, pile number one? Can we have some details here for pile number one about a specific shadow? And some of you may still have to transform that. Let's see what the cards want to reveal. You'll know. Your soul knows. Okay. All right. Those two. We have the Page of Wands. Something to do with your inspiration. And oh my God, the Fool. Wow. 00, new beginnings. You know what I feel is that, especially connected to your dignity here, maybe in the past, if something didn't work out, you kind of like self-sabotage and put yourself down and put everything down. It feels like maybe being extreme. Now, we do have the archetype of Scorpio that can be a little extreme sometimes. That doesn't have to resonate with everyone, but yes, but it feels like there is something here that you shifted as far as your inspiration, sticking with what your soul knows is right, even if it doesn't show the opportunities or the doors. You kept, my dear pile number one, staying steady, steadfast, inspired towards whatever are those actions, the choices. Oh, you stood by your choice. You know, sometimes like when we choose a road, sometimes if we don't see the results, like we're thinking like, oh, maybe I should have done that instead. And you keep going back and forth in different directions about maybe this or maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. And it can confuse your results because there's no certainty. I feel as some of you just started coming from a place that honored so much more your intuition, what guided you, your soul's guidance, okay? That it didn't matter if the choice didn't reap the reward right away. You stood by it. You stayed inspired. And this is what is creating not even just new opportunities. I really feel for you a quantum shift, a quantum timeline hopping, just like, yeah, it's a leap. It's a quantum leap. There you go. All right. Wow, that's very exciting. So June 2025, quantum leaping for this pile. And then let's see those last cards. Okay, I took them like this. So 2 of Fire. I'm trying to see if I can make everything fit. Maybe not, but hopefully. Okay. Whoop. And then the 2 of Air. Okay. And the 9 of Earth. Beautiful. Okay, so what we're seeing here is, and I want to mention this because it feels almost like the energies are showing us time through this, you know, continuity, but also this as a flow. I really feel that your advice for June 2025, yes, we talked about this. There's more inflow of abundance, prosperity that's coming your way thanks to the things you've overcome through the last month, the few last months. I don't know, we didn't inquire about this detail, but whatever you had to face, especially mentally, and standing your ground in your choices is giving you great success. It also asks of you, it kind of gives you a little bit of strategy or planning, giving you a little bit of a roadmap. You know, it's here like it talks about, some of you, there might be travel involved. It just really feels travel or traveling into new places. It feels very exotic here, both here. So I feel like some of you, there might be some travels. It's not for everyone in June 2025, but you know, it's summer, so maybe, at least Northern Hemisphere. And I feel that there's new horizons that are coming from what we saw as a quantum leap, okay? Now, the Two of Air, the Two of Swords, is a crossroad. It's like the swords. It's also a choice. So there's a reinforcement here that pile number one, as you continue being soul-led, soul-inspired, continuing to follow what you know is right for you, even in the face of having to wait for the energy to show its results. You're actually showing the choice of choosing yourself, because that the Nine of Pentacles here, the Nine of Earth, shows great contentment, not just emotionally, but also financially. There's some achievement here about your finances and how you feel stable. The stability that we were seeking here, that we felt was a little bit tense, that may have required you to do a little bit of gymnastic or being more flexible. That's where I felt like maybe some of you had to be a little bit more, saving money a little bit and not spend too much, or be mindful about your spending. There's just here a very big shift. Let's see if there's anything else for this energy here as far as continuing to explore. And I feel that some of you, I don't know where that came from, but there's going to be new choices that are going to be offered to you thanks to this quantum leap. There's certain things that it's almost as if I saw this gate open, a gate to new landscape, new opportunities. We had the double zero here, the double fool. Okay, that makes you leap. And in the same fashion that you had to use this skill of discernment, of honoring what you felt, heart and soul was the right choice for you, is going to be the same exact skill you're going to rehearse that is going to lead you to great stability and success. Yeah. Any advice for pile number one in this greater timeline? Okay, so the Eight of Swords, where we see, removing, you see that this person is really not imprisoned, but the requirement here is to use more of the intuition, and especially, I would say, through the body. If she started walking, she would see that there's no swords in front, okay? The swords are behind. So I feel like some of you, the advice is like watching not to go back to the old mental chatter, and making sure that you're continuing to empower your own intuition, especially through your body. Remember, your gut, your stomach is considered the second brain. It's connected to your intuition. So trust your gut. Trust where your body feels safe and where your body feels it belongs. I'm hearing belongs. So some of you, maybe there's certain circumstances, places that are being outgrown in June 2025. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Great communication, especially here with spirit. That is pile number one, your connection to your intuition. Realize that it's your connection to the divine. When you're more into your body, when you relax your nervous system, you are guided into this new era, this new timeline of opportunities where a lot of the things you've been claiming, because I felt this at the beginning, you've been calling in maybe more abundance, more money, more freedom, more travels, more fun, okay? And as a result, the universe showed you some of the limitations in order to help you quantum leap and make you understand some of the qualities, the soul qualities that you needed to maintain that frequency. Maintain that frequency where you're always feeling connected to source, being led by source, and be a match to all of the things that you've claimed. So great month of June 2025 here, my dear pile number 1. That's what I have for you. I trust this supported you. And if it did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. If you need some personal guidance, clarity, astrology, know that this is something I offer. You'll find the link there in the video description to my website. Thank you so very much. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your June 2025 predictions. You chose the beautiful Elegance card that says, "It is found in the beauty of nature, the lotus waiting to bloom. Be the swan on the water and glide." If you're here, that means also that maybe you connected to some of the zodiac placement. If that's the case, we have here Taurus, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Leo. So let's look at your cards, my dear number 2. It seems that you might have experienced, or at the end of a certain heaviness, a certain phase of heaviness, maybe tension, maybe things, a little bit of divine intervention or divine reorganization. I feel that there was some challenges, especially with the lotus, and the waiting to bloom. So we're in that period. And if it's the case for you, I really feel that we're going to get some guidance as far as how we can support you, pile number 2, to glide over some of the challenges. And with the gliding over, what I love, it's almost like not letting things, the energies that were stuck or that were resisting, that were creating blocks, instead of pushing them or creating more resistance, what we resist persists and grows, okay? Instead of doing this, how to transcend and how to let it dissolve. Okay, all right, so we'll wait for this. Let's see your first row. We have interesting temptation. In this deck, this is the Devil card, okay? We have the Tower and the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacle. You see here, I really feel that some of the challenges, okay? Remember, the Devil card is all about letting the mind become the master. It is not supposed to run the show. It's supposed to serve you to go into the inspired action, but it's more first to allow the receptivity of what brings you joy, love, health, and follow those bouts of energies or intuition. Here, I feel that maybe you experience some of mental challenges, and I would say it could be mental health. It doesn't have to be, but it could be, fears, limitation, the devil, things, having to face some of the shadows. But I feel especially things that were very deep inside of your nervous system. The Tower card is connected to Mars, a planet of action, momentum forward. So maybe things that left you as feeling stuck. Remember, that's what I said about this beginning of the energy. But now look at this. There is an offering in June 2025, the Ace of Pentacles. It's something that is emerging because the lotus is blooming. What I love, though, is that here, the lotus blooms and its roots go to the earth. But with this Ace of Pentacles, we see the roots, the antennas, okay, the antlers going up to source. So what I'm feeling here is that some of you before getting June 2025, you were in a phase that might have been heavy in facing some of the mental challenges or some of the old stories. It could have been trauma. It could be things that were limiting you because it was in your nervous system. But as the energies are opening up to June 2025, there is a blooming. There is a result. And we're going to ask here, okay, some guidance about this, because if some of you are still in this phase, let's get some messages about this phase to lead to that offering, to lead to that blooming. What I felt when I was shuffling the cards is I felt hesitation. I felt a lot of hesitation that created more chaos, more fear. So some of you, maybe you had to like ask yourself, like, why, like face that mental chatter, fragmentation. Some of you feel like maybe it's something that comes from the past. Yeah. All right, can we have some guidance for pile number 2 about this? Interesting. Okay, we're gonna, so Page of Cups, which offers healing. Look at this. I feel that maybe you were offered, or you could feel new opportunities coming your way. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, the High Priestess. Okay, great cards. But with the High Priestess, there's polarity here, but there's also like, she holds the secrets. So I feel that some of you, a lot of the things that you had to go through or face since the beginning of 2025, leading to June, led you to heal, especially towards your relationship to feeling change, because the Fool is also requiring growth. And we know that with growth comes change. You cannot ask for something more or something, here, this blooming, and expect to stay the same. So what I feel is that you were going through energies that required of you to heal, but heal especially in terms of getting out of your comfort zone, especially taking chances, even if you didn't know where it was going to lead you. So I feel trusting in the divine, not limiting yourself with, well, I don't believe what I don't see. It was asking you to feel. But if you went through certain traumatic events, feeling did not feel safe as well. So that's what I feel as some of you, a lot of the maybe somatic healing that you had to go through since the beginning of this year. As a great result, in June 2025, you're going to see how things are going to change from now on. This is where you allow yourself to like glide over and not let it keep you. Like, I really feel like the change, almost like the claws, okay? All right, so that's where we're starting for you, pile number 2. Some deep healing, facing your fears, that is granting you now access to something that is awaiting in June 2025. So can we have some details about this unfolding, about this blooming? Because I'm hearing also it's the season. It is the season. It is the season for you to see this blooming take into action. We have the 8 of Water. We have the 9 of Air. And the 3 of Water. With the 8 of Water, the 8 of Cups, this is letting go of a certain emotional pattern. There's almost like, I feel here, this rite of passage that you are creating for yourself. Like June 2025 is a rite of passage for you to finally release some of the tension especially created from the mind, as if like it was uncontrollable. If some of you ever got stuck in overthinking over obsessing, or, you know, thinking about something from the past and realizing that it was locking you as if you're living the event again and again and again. And realizing it was, some of you, I feel like you saw how you were creating for yourself Groundhog Day, like this repetition every day of the same things, different faces, different places, and yet still the same patterns. But now we're seeing that because you're connected more to your intuition, to how you feel, there is a divine triunity between feminine, masculine, and source. Some of you, I'm hearing also, especially, you know, from source or from feminine, masculine, the merge creates the divine child. There's a lot of healing in this pile. And as a result, the blooming, and I feel like in June 2025, you're going to start to appreciate the rewards of feeling more whole, feeling more open, receptive, because you're not scared to feel and to open up. Yeah. Can we get some details here about this type of removal that you have gone through and how it's connected to the inner child, to the divine triunity here? Can we get some details for pile number 2? Okay. Apologize for my chickens. Yes. Okay, but you know what? Those chickens, you know, usually when they're making that noise, it could be because the cats are kind of playing and, you know, stalking them. So here, maybe there was something about energy being stuck or stalking energy. Remember we said about overthinking, obsessing. Maybe there was something around this pattern keeping you in a loop, okay? Now realizing that even your environment was signaling or is signaling, is working in your favor, is signaling to you when you have to pay attention. Yeah. Okay, the 3 of Cups is here again. This is here. The Queen of Cups. And the Page of Swords. Okay, I love this. It's really, I feel, for you, pile number 2, honoring your feelings and honoring how your thoughts were making you feel, and realizing how it was not always serving you to rehearse this, and being able to cut short some of those thoughts. You know, maybe when they started showing up, being able to say, no, I'm not going there anymore. Yes. Some of you, I feel, and it might not resonate for everyone, but if you're doing some work with some, psychotherapist or someone in that source or somatic tapping energy, or it's really helping. It's really helping. You have like build up a certain mechanism around stopping you before it starts to take pattern, take life in itself, okay? Which I love. You're able to tell your mind no. So taking accountability and ownership of your own thoughts and how they were impacting your life and your body and your intuition, and now building up more of a relationship that allows you to feel safe and secure with the divine, and trusting that the universe is on your side. Because I really feel, as some of you, that was something that was hard for you to believe because you did not see this in the past. Okay, but that doesn't mean the past doesn't define your future, and that's what you're harnessing. Okay, so that's great. Pile number 2. So we have first the Chariot here to follow this energy. That's a strong change, especially in your nervous system and how things are going from dark to light. Because again, I feel it, you've done a lot of work, pile number 2. Done a lot of work on yourself, on wanting to feel better. Then we have the Six of Water and the Empress. What a card. Okay, so pile number 2. You see here, it's like a bridge. In June 2025, you're in a phase where you're blooming. All the hard work that you've done for yourself, the self-love, the healing, being softer. I feel some of you is opening up, like creating a sacred space for yourself that makes you feel more at home with facing what needs to be faced when it arises, okay? Whatever shape or form that is manifested in your life. And as you're doing this, you created that bridge between the old story and the new one that is meant for you to create. So in June 2025, you're in that phase of going from one place to the other, especially energetically, creating this bridge between a place where you knew you wanted to get unstuck, not let your mind run the show and not get stuck in this spiral of negativity or fear. And you're being offered through June 2026 this bridge with the Empress. This is fertility, this is abundance. The results might show up more towards the end of the month, as we can see how everything is unfolding. Okay, but know that I'm feeling here like Spirit will put signs, messages, confirmations along the way so you don't give up this beautiful reclamation of your sovereignty. I really feel that you're reclaiming your power. Let's see if we have some further messages here. Can we have some guidance, some support here for pile number 2 as far as this bridge and creating this bridge between the old and the abundant new? Again, look at this. This is like so strong. You're getting so many repetitive cards. Look at this. We have the Chariot and the Ten of Wands. You know what I feel is very important for you to know is that just like a bridge, imagine a physical bridge and you're trying to get from point A to point B, there's a certain amount of load that, let's say, that the bridge can take, okay? Now it shows here that whenever you feel overwhelmed or overloaded or things are heavy, there is something to address. Don't ignore it, because ignoring it will keep you in the same loop. And you wake up in the morning and same things are presented because the energy hasn't been addressed. And addressing the energy just requires you to be present with it. What am I feeling? Is it like some places in my body? Does it feel like something I felt before? Usually it kind of puts us back to a certain place of time and space. And then you can start have the conversation with your discomfort, because it's usually going to gift you an opportunity for creating anew. Because the life that you dream of is a life you are meant to create. It is not given, it is self-created. And it's saying, please make sure to create that bridge and keep it afloat, okay? Keep it going, keep it flowing. Whenever you're feeling heaviness, to address it, to have that conversation. This is going to be great support. Now, as far as frequencies, some of you know that sometimes I suggest some frequencies. I do have the rainbow bridge that comes up here with this. That could be something that helps you, because I've put certain frequencies to help with certain patterns of grief, nostalgia, whatever could have weighed on your heart, okay? Because the heart is also a chakra that is a bridge between the lower and upper chakra. So I'm going to put the link here and also in the video description for the rainbow bridge to help you with subconscious pattern if that shows up in your life. Okay, that's something that can support you and support you in this taking back of your ownership and creating a life that feels so whole, that feels healing, that feels I feel some of you, you're looking to experience life in a softer way, where there's no need to rush, there's no loudness, and just beauty, temperance, serenity, yet excitement and passion, but not the fire that consumes, but the fire that stays connected to spirit. Very different. That's what I have for you for your June 2025, my dear pile number 2. If it supported you, please remember to like those videos. It supports the channel to grow. And if you need some personal guidance or astrology readings, that's something I offer down below on my website. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your June 2025 predictions. You chose the beautiful card of change. You are transforming. Let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of this new day. Great. If you're here, that could also mean that you chose according to zodiac signs. We have here Aries, Capricorn, Gemini, and Libra. Let's look at your cards. There's definitely a new dawn. Okay, letting go of the past, a transformation, change, growth. Because with change comes growth. All right, let's see what we have for you, my dear. Pile number 1 for June. Okay. We have the world. Ah. With a keyhole. Trying to understand if it's the sun or the moon, because I have another card. I think it's the moon card in this deck, and the moon is actually this color. So we'll see why I feel called to say that. We have the Queen of Water and the Fool. Wow. Okay. Pile number 3. I feel there is something about time. The World card is connected to Saturn in the tarot. Saturn is a planet that also connects us to the concept of time. And I feel that I think it's the moon, the association of cycles, because even if it's not the moon, it could be the sun, then it's still the season. There's a sign here that you've unlocked a new season, a new era that starts in June 2025. An era that required you to be very much attuned to your senses, to your intuition, but especially aware of your own subconscious mind. You did not ignore what your subconscious was saying. You did not ignore the triggers from the past. This is what helped you unlock this whole new era and beginning of a new journey. Now, for some of you, if you're watching this and you're still a little bit stuck, okay, with opening up that cycle, and let's see if we can help you. Can we help the ones that are still trying to unlock this new phase of opportunity? I feel there's a third one. Okay. We have the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Swords. Wow. And the Strength. Very strong energy you had to face. I feel here with the 10-10, you ended big chapters of your life. And some of you, this is, if you still haven't unlocked that new era, that new season, that new cycle, this is your guidance. Please make sure that you finish, okay? I don't know why the word terminate came, but maybe there's a certain relationship dynamics that need to be ended, okay? I don't know, pile number 3, the word was strong, so I said it. But I feel like anything that doesn't bring you emotional fulfillment, or that doesn't support your growth, that doesn't support your change, okay, please let it go. You have to be in a place where you're surrounded and surrounding yourself with things, people, opportunities that support your growth. And also that supports you not to recreate certain painful patterns. And where here it's patterns is from the mind. Okay, so any relationships or environment, situations where maybe there was, I don't know why I'm hearing emotional blackmail. Okay, people playing with your heartstrings. I'm feeling especially with the Strength card, okay? This is Leo's energy. This is connected to Leo as an archetype, which is very much connected to the heart, okay? In order to have courage, to bring leadership, charisma, it is stemming from a very great heart-mind coherence, okay? So some of you, if there are people playing your heartstrings or playing mind games, this is what we're seeing. Be courageous, be brave to say no more and move on, because that will open up the door of this new era for you. Okay, beautiful. Very powerful, very powerful. Some of you, it feels very metaphysics, like you're really aware of the power of your words. And if there's still hesitation with dancing with past relationships or temptation to recreate from the past energy pool, no more. This is you're being like literally flown into a new place. You're flying into a new place, and this is because it's energetical, it's vibrational. Okay, there's a lot of growth coming in June 2025. I see it from the cards. Look at this. Talk about traveling or flying there. The Three of Fire, Three of Wands, the expansion. Okay, so let's see what we have. The Five of Earth, which is the Five of Pentacles, which is a card that, you know, shows lack mentality or feeling rejected, feeling abandoned. We saw that in the cards to help the ones unlock, you know, if you're still stuck at the beginning of June 2025, to unlock this reality is to let go of the mentality or the belief that you are lacking something or that you're separate from something. I heard also someone, so some of you, if you're going through a heartbreak, please let go of what seems to have died, because your new era is awaiting for you. Yes, there's a lot of surrendering that I feel is required here. And then we have the Two of Air, which is about your choices. The Two of Swords is a crossroad. Okay, so dear pile number 3, you are about to unlock, and I'm saying about because some of you are in that phase where it's happening. We can see it from the cards. Some of you, there is a need to upgrade your mentality, your mindset. Not as soon as you start saying, you know, I don't have that, or focusing on, I want to have, for example, let's say, I want to have more money. When you say that, especially when there's distortion around it, you're actually energetically saying, I want more money because it's not there. So focus more on what you would do with the money, for instance, or with that freedom. Well, you know, why do you want the money? To experience what? Energetically, especially emotionally. And then see how you can tap into that emotion already in the now. This is here where you get your crossroad. And I feel here, this is almost like saying a message of, this is where, I wouldn't say the game, but it feels like you're playing with metaphysics. So some of you, maybe in your natal chart, in your astrology chart, it shows that you came here to learn about metaphysics. You came here to learn and understand the laws of resonance, the law of vibration, okay? So here, there's almost like this change in your reality that is awaiting, and that asks you, not to feel separated from the things that you want, even if they're not here just yet, because that creates a crossroad. And that could be also like a cross, like no entry, okay? We saw this, okay? Now, know that it doesn't matter if this cycle, this season, you didn't get the understanding, because the universe knows that's where you want to go. So it will give you the opportunities, the teachings that you need to get there. And I'm trusting this reading is helping you. Can we have some support here for pile number 3 as far as the mindset? Can we help pile number 3 with their mindset? Well, actually, I can tell you already for you, pile number 3, I do have a clear and boost mindset frequency. The first 10 minutes is for clearing. I play with binaural beats, so it really releases some of the noise, some of the frequency, the energies that are not a match to your request of what you want to manifest, that new era. And then the last 10 minutes where it's boosting your serotonin and a lot of like dopamine, great influx of hormones in the brain, so you can find and tune into the joy of life, the joy of your present, and receive the gift. Okay, so I'm going to list this frequency up there for you and also in the video description. What we see here: Ace of Wands, Six of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. Your advice here is to stay inspired, especially from the things that always inspired you here. It could be, some of you, it could be something you've wanted since you were a child, or you receive visions, clairvoyance, clairaudience, or things you always wanted. It could be a home, it could be a garden. Those are illustrations. But you know, it's like maybe you had a vision of how you wanted your life to be when you grow up, or what you wanted to do. And this is what the universe is stating to you. Stay inspired and focused on the vision, on the things that you could see being offered to you and what it gave you. Why would you want a garden, for example? Well, I love flowers. Flowers make me happy. I love to care for the earth. I love, you know, so start milking more of what the desire of a certain physical outcome makes you feel and connects you to, and it will help with this crossroad, with maybe the next level. I feel like some of you, it's like you're realizing like life is a game, just like the game Zelda, or the game, any video game, where there's like this next level. So here, pile number 3, in June 2025, it's a next level. There's a next level that's calling you, okay? As if like, you know, it's like, play your cards right, especially your mental cards, okay? Don't separate yourself from your desires. The version of you that has all of your desires is already there. It's just deep within yourself, okay? All right, so now let's see what else for, I don't know why this card just felt very much aligned. We'll see for the rest of your June 2025. We have the Six of Air. This is a card of rite of passage. Okay, there's it. Oh my God, passage. You're unlocking. This is the whole June 2025. Some of you, it actually, you're at the next level, and then you're working through a new level. Some of you, there's a rehearsing of that next level, and you're getting there. It's just teaching you, it's teaching you something that seems to be important on your whole journey. A quality, a mindset. You're rehearsing maybe growth mindset, success mindset. Then, wow, the call. Beautiful. That's the Judgment card. Pluto's energy, transformation. And the Four of Earth. There's something here that is calling you. Remember, we saw it. Some of you, it's something that your heart wants. And it's requiring of you to rehearse or harness a certain mindset, especially with the air, the swords. Okay, and with the Four of Pentacles, Four of Earth here, it's something that we keep close to ourselves. I feel like just cherish the things you love. Let go of the things that don't love you back, okay, or don't give back to you. But cherish the things that feeds you, even if there's just an energy, a vision board, okay? As you work with this vision board, those goals, there's a transformation, there's an inner transformation that occurs that is teaching you about the laws of the universe, about the metaphysics of the universe. Yeah. So can we have some more details about this rite of passage? Nine of Pentacles. You're going to be very, very blessed and happy that you stood your ground. And I don't know why I said this, but I feel that some of you has to do with the boundaries you needed to end those cycles, those 10-10 energy. You're going to be very grateful, especially with, look at all those grapes, multitude, multiplying. All the things that you're working on are going to lead you to understand something that helps you multiply your results exponential. Some of you might be something you're working on. I don't know why. Maybe some of you, it's not for everyone. Maybe there's an investment. You're investing in stocks or things like that. And this is going to ripple. Oh, wow. That's actually a coin. I don't know. Should we invest in Ripple? Some of you, if that's the case, let me know. Wow, the Six of Wands, and again the Judgment card. I've been having a lot. All the piles had repetitive tarot cards, which is it's kind of confirms the energies very strongly. Here it's like keep that vision alive. The changes that are in your life, it's because you've been calling them, whether you recognize it or not. Obviously, you're not asking the universe, hey, can you just create chaos? No, it's when you make certain requests and you want to become a vibrational match to the version of you that is a frequency match to that reality, there's certain things that have to be let go of. And that's something you're learning. And that's something that you're harnessing. And that's something that is starting to multiply in your life. That's giving you great success. And that gives you great transformation. And you're understanding also something about how to transform with the trends. I feel that some of you, if you're working in any type of work environment, but you're able to work with trends. And again, it could be the stocks here are very strong for this pile. I don't know why. But yeah, you could be learning how to work with stocks or energies and how people go from one trend to the other, predict those, because you're nourishing a certain desire, a certain vision that comes more from what a physical, materialized object or setting makes you feel versus it ultimately. Okay, so no attachment to the materialized, but more connected to the emotion that comes from that whole setting and environment. So that's what I have for you. Wow, pile number 3. This feels very exciting. It feels like you're opening up new levels. You're really learning how to get to those next levels, just like a game, and then creating like a ripple effect, exponential impact, because you're something that you're understanding is just going to start clicking. Okay, yeah, start clicking. That's what I have for you, my dear pile number 3. I trust this is supporting you. Please remember to like those videos. It supports the channel to grow. And if some of you need some specific or personal guidance, astrology chart, this is something I offer down below in my website. Bye.